Hello, welcome to Meta Perfume. I am Emily, here again today with Tuxie, and I am going no makeup today because I have some weird rash thing, breakout, I'm not sure what it is, on my chin, and I don't want to irritate it with makeup, so yeah, no makeup. And also compression sleeve, because my physical therapist said it was a good idea, and might as well till it gets too warm. Anyway, I am going to review a new fragrance I picked up by Armaf. In this series, they released 8, probably all dupes. This one happens to be a dupe for Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. And Armaf is a brand that I generally like a lot. So I think they do pretty quality work and don't charge excessive prices. I think that's, they're out of the Middle East. This is the bottle. It's pretty cool. The whole series is in this same shape with the fake wax. This is Miss Armaf Attitude. And yeah, let's get into it. So this fragrance, to my nose, is similar to Good Girl, I guess. I am not a big fan of that fragrance, and I'm wondering to myself if I'm just not a fan of coffee fragrances. I don't think that, because generally, like, I like the smell of coffee, so I would think like coffee fragrances would be okay, but usually when a fragrance has coffee in it, I'm not really into it. So my personal preferences may differ from yours. If you're a fan of coffee fragrances, keep that in mind. This has a note of coffee in the mid. This fragrance is generally very dynamic, I found. I think it's actually pretty well rated on FragranceNet, or Fragrantica, sorry. It's available on FragranceNet. You can buy it, the retail is $55.99, but with the coupon there, it's like $36.39. So you can pick this and the other releases in this series up on FragranceNet for under 40 bucks. For a 100 milliliter, also known as 3.4 fluid ounce size. These are eau de parfums. Well, this is an eau de parfum. I'm not sure if all the others are, but I would imagine. So on Fragrantica, this gets a 4.2 out of 5, which is pretty high, but there aren't that many reviews for it. I find that this is kind of a fragrance of 3 parts. When I say it's dynamic, I mean it's changing a lot between the opening and the dry down. I think there are 3 distinct phases. The opening lasts for maybe 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and then it, you know, evaporates probably the bergamot, and then you're left with the mid and then the base. Of those 3 different kind of fragrance experiences along the way, I enjoyed 2 out of the 3. I really like the opening. I think the opening is unique. It's got a really nice combo of that rose and almond with the bergamot to kind of make it unique and just slightly gourmand with the almond, but a little bit floral and a little bit like that jasmine is not a huge component, but the jasmine and the bergamot mix nicely with the rose so that it's just kind of a nice, cozy. I think of this as like maybe a cooler weather fragrance, not necessarily great for hot weather, but mild to cool weather. I think this would do well in. The dry down, or I'm sorry, the top will float away, the mid comes through. The mid is where I have some trouble with the fragrance. So the mid, I'll put the notes up here. We have top notes of almond, rose, jasmine, and bergamot. And the mid is tuberose, orange blossom, coffee, and narcissus. And then in the base, we have vanilla, tonka bean, amber, sandalwood, and cedar. So the mid for me becomes sort of suffocating. There's something in there that to my nose is kind of off-putting. I think it might be the narcissus, because I'm not sure what narcissus smells like, honestly. So it's either the coffee combined with the narcissus, or maybe just the narcissus. But something in that base or in the mid that comes through starts to turn a little bit. It's just it's like scratchy. I know it's a strange way to describe a smell, but it's like not smooth. It's not, it's just not pleasant to my nose. So I think it's the coffee and the narcissus, and it just seems like it's kind of suffocating and just overwhelming. Then after whatever it is that's in the mid leaves and evaporates, it dries down to a pretty nice dry down base, which smells like a yellow cake, which is slightly almondy, like a nice gourmand yellow cake with a slightly woody, you know, hint of that sandalwood and cedar in it, but the tonka and the vanilla mix to make like a cakey smell. So I think the dry down is pretty nice. It's just that middle part that is kind of not working for me. So this is a pretty decent longevity. It's like moderate to long longevity. I'd say like 5 to 7 hours probably on this. And the sillage is moderate to good. Again, the opening is very nice. I very much enjoy that. The mid, I'm gonna give like a 2 out of 10, and then it goes back up, and the dry down, the deep dry down, is probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. So very interesting, unique fragrance. If you're a fan of Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, this is sort of a pared down version. Like that fragrance has a lot more notes. I think every note that's in this fragrance is also in Good Girl, with the exception of the narcissus note. But the Good Girl fragrance has a lot more notes. So I can put those up here briefly. Like the extra notes in Good Girl are lemon in the top, orris in the mid, and then in the base, cacao, praline, musk, cashmere, patchouli, and cinnamon. So none of that is in this fragrance. I think, you know, if I was gonna pick one, I'd probably pick this one, honestly, of the two. I've never really gravitated towards Good Girl, at least the original Good Girl. So yeah, this, you know, it might be something that you like. For me, it's kind of a mixed. That is Miss Attitude by Armaf, and I'm considering maybe picking up the others in this line. There is a sampler available at Joma's shop. I'll put a picture above that, with little minis that are pretty cute, and the fact that there are 8, I may pick them up. I think you can get them with shipping for just over $50, so I may go ahead and do that, and we'll see. Thank you for tuning in. Please give this a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. That would be fantastic. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.